The government must ensure that preschool education is available to all children in the country before considering making preschool education compulsory. Dr. Lydia Foong from Taylor's University discusses how to ensure quality preschool education is accessible to all.
Yes, it is important to make preschool accessible, compulsory for children, because it is indisputable based on the research findings and based on the social and economic factors helping parents to get to work. And we experienced that a lot during COVID, when children were not taken care of. It is difficult for mothers and fathers to go to work. So of course, we need to meet the SDG goals to ensure that children, boys and girls, get equitable quality education. So all these point to the fact that, we need to make preschool accessible. But to make it compulsory, our ecosystem has to be ready for it. So quality is very important. It is the key to good early child education and good benefits for the children when they attend preschool. So it's not so much about the quantity, how many preschools we have. So the quality is very important. So it points back, it points to the fact that do we have enough resources? Do we have enough preschool environment that is conducive? Do we have enough teachers? So these are the points to be considered. Yeah.
Dr. Lydia suggests targeted solutions and more funding, especially to areas where resources are scarce.
Some government preschools are free, but it may not be in the areas where the needs are. So right now, the Kermas and Perpaduan kindergartens are more in the rural areas and the urban poor. So, but still there are places that they can't reach. And obviously those places can't be reached by the private sector too. So they need targeted solutions for those areas, like the Orang Asli community. How are they going to reach there? So if there are places that the public or the private can't invest, is there any way that they can work with, like NGOs or other, other providers that are willing to go in, but they need to be funded. Right now, the incentive is allocated for the B40s only. So there are also other parents that may want to send their children. They are not under the B40 category, but they just couldn't afford to send to the surrounding areas. So these are the kind of considerations for funds allocation that is quite important for the government to consider as well.
Dr. Lydia also discusses ways on how the quality of services in preschools can be streamlined throughout the country.
So right now, what is not standardized really are the services. I wouldn't say standardized. I prefer to use the word harmonize, because the different government agencies running the preschools, each department, each agency has their own dedicated departments for the same functions like school management, operations, curriculum development, training, quality assurance. So the government has invested in a lot of resources in this. So these are the areas that they can look at, how they can allocate the fundings according to the needs, and if they can be better coordinated. The other thing is that the private sector is also registered with the Private Education Division under MOE. So private sector also has its own set of challenges, like difficulty to, due to the rising costs, the threats of closing down, the licensing issues. They need to run to different departments to get their license, the lack of qualified teachers. So there needs to be a way for them to run more efficiently and more cost effectively.